I'm Josh Jackson, editor of Pace Magazine. We're here in Atlanta, and I'm joined with Jason Schwartzman. Welcome, Jason.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So, new movie out, Darjeeling Limited.
Yes.
And it's been years now since you did Rushmore, and you were just 16, 17 when that started
17.
filming. And now here you are again, another Wes Anderson film, and you co-wrote this one.
Yeah.
So what's been sort of the difference in the experiences there?
Well, I feel like I can't even compare them because, Rushmore I was just trying to get out in one piece. You know what I mean? It was like I had no idea that I would be acting in a film. I entered my senior year of high school, just trying to get through that, and I ended up in a matter of 3 weeks going from just being a senior at high school to being side by side, a Ghostbuster. Mm-hmm. And it was totally not part of what I, had in mind for myself or my life at that point. And people say like, what was it like? Did you have fun and all that stuff? And I just kind of think, well, I was just trying not to die, really. I equate it kind of like going into a ring with like Mike Tyson or something, and then you get out after 3 minutes and someone says, so did you get any good punches in? And I would be like, no, I was just trying not to get hit. And I feel like that was my experience during Rushmore. I had a great time, I loved it, but I was so nervous. I had no film experience, I had never acted before, and I was really scared a lot. I still always am scared, and I always am nervous, but that was just like not even like making the movie. It was just like overwhelmed all the time. Mm-hmm. I had never met Wes before, though instantly we clicked. It was just the beginning of a relationship there. Now, coming to work with Wes, we have been basically best friends since Rushmore, and so coming to work on this is a lot different just because it feels like we know each other more. Mm-hmm. And you just get nervous about different things, but definitely not about who is this person I'm about to go work with. And there's a real trust, that the two of us have between each other, and we co-wrote it like you mentioned, and that was an amazing process to have been included in, and to try to write something with Wes and to really share a lot of yourself with Wes and build the bridge while you're on it, kind of thing. And it was harder, but it was fun.
Now, y'all started writing this thing in Paris, but you and Wes and your cousin Roman Coppola went to India and kind of experienced some of this stuff firsthand.
That's right.
And it's funny because in the movie, your character is a writer and is writing all this first-person stuff and fictionalizing it. Were there any sort of moments in India where you're like, okay, this has got to be in the movie?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I first heard about this movie from Wes 2 years ago, or got more than that, but at the beginning of our 2-year writing process, he said, all I got is I want to make a movie about 3 brothers on a train in India, and I want you to be a part of it, and I want to write it with you and with Roman. More than the plot, though, what he had was the way he wanted to write it and the intent with which he wanted to write it, which was, I want us to make the most personal script we can, and I want it to be written only from things that have occurred in our lives, your stories, my stories, and Wes's stories, and I want us to go on an adventure, and I want this writing process to be wild, and I want part of it to take place in India. And I want us to go to India and experience India and act out the movie, whatever we're writing, and just live all of this stuff. So so I can say that everything in the movie is, real. And in India, it was a great experience because we went there and really more than even writing it, we went to act it out because we had a lot of the script written. So if there's a scene that takes place at a temple, we would just take out our scripts and find a temple and act it out there, and then you could see, well, maybe this line shouldn't be in the movie, or we could put this line in the movie. So things really came alive in India, and it solidified a lot, but a ton of stuff happened to us in India, and a ton of it is in the movie. It's embarrassing to watch the movie a lot of times. Mm-hmm. It's not that embarrassing only because I can hide behind 2 other writers and say, oh yeah, it's all 3 of us and all that stuff, but if people knew what was what, it would be a much more horrific experience, probably.
Now, the whole idea of breaking this into two parts and starting the film out in Paris and what's in a sense another sort of short film in itself. Now, how did that all come to come?
Well, that came about. We were writing the movie, and we'd been writing it for about a month, and we had the opening scene for the movie of this businessman chasing a train, and all the stuff that is the opening of the movie we had. And then one day Wes called me on the phone, and he said, "Do you have a minute?" And I said, "Yeah." And he read me Hotel Chevalier, which is the name of the short movie. And I listened to it, and I really liked it. And I said to him, "That's great, but what is it?" And he said, "It's a short film that I want to make with you and hopefully with Natalie Portman. And you'll be the same character in both. You'll play Jack. And hopefully it's like a prologue to the main movie, or it's backstory." So that's how it came about, and then now it's going to be part of the movie in front of it in theaters, playing with it in theaters. For a while it was only available online. Mm-hmm. Can we just let the audience know we got Tim in the house?
Tim is in the house.
Tim just walked in. Man about town. How are you?
All right.
What's going on? Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for last night.
Sure. No, thank you.
That was
great.
Look at this.
Everybody enjoyed that. Good. Glad
See
you got
these?
the care package.
I got them all. La la la.
Did you get him a Wes Anderson this year?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did. I got it. Oh, here's my CD. Can I give it to you? Oh, I know we're rolling, but I'll
Yeah,
hand it to
that's
you.
right.
Here you go. There's my record for you.
Now, we listened to a little bit of this on the way over, but I'm looking forward to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about Coconut Records?
Yes. You know, this actually even has a funny Darjeeling Limited tie-in, which is that this photo, there's a scene in the movie where you see Natalie Portman lying in bed. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, this is a model of it, a baby model of it. And that's my eyeball just looking through the back. And then Roman just took the photo one day. We just took it for fun. I was emailing it to my girlfriend, like, "This is what I did today." And then later, when I decided to put this record out, I didn't know what to do for the album cover. I was like, "Oh my god, album cover!" And I just thought, "Oh, I'll just use this picture because we already have it, and
That's
then
great.
it doesn't cost any money or whatever." But basically, this is a record. My band is called Coconut Records, and I made it last summer, and I put it out on my own record label, which is called Young Baby Records. And if you go to youngbabyrecords.com, you can order the CD, and you get a Polaroid picture that I've taken, because I don't have enough funds to do crazy packaging with like handwritten lyrics and little doodles on it and stuff. So I just put out this, and then the Polaroid is something to say like, "But thank you for buying the record," and it's a one of a kind thing, so that an audience, each time someone buys a record, they have their own thing that no one else has. So I like the idea of like customizing something for, well, you can't really customize it for them, but customize it by me for them. But it just makes me happy that there could be people out there with the same record, but they each have their own Polaroid, and they each feel like they've got their own thing, because we haven't pressed a lot of them. So you know, I'm sure a bigger production or band or whatever doesn't want to take 20,000 Polaroid pictures, but I can do it because we only are taking a couple.
Yeah.
So or it's available as well on iTunes, and you can download it there. So, but
Well,
it's really fun. I hope you enjoy it.
You said you're a band, but isn't that you?
Yeah, there is no band. It's just me. But the story is just that I have been writing these songs for a while, since I left my old band, and I didn't know what to do with the songs I was writing, and my friend said, "Well, why do you have to think about it? Why can't you just go record all the songs and just listen to them, and if you like them, then you can think about stuff, and if you don't like it, no one has to ever hear it." And it was kind of a revelation to me, because I always had this idea that you go into record when you're ready to record something worth recording that is meant to be heard. And now with the advent of things being more, you can do things at home in a less expensive way, I was kind of a revelation. I was like, oh right, of course I can just record all this stuff and not have to tell anybody about it, and that's just do demos of these new songs I was writing. So I made this thinking that no one was going to hear it. and I am playing all the instruments on it because the songs weren't really that together when I went into the studio, and I figured, like, I don't want to have a bunch of guys sitting around waiting for me to tell them what to do, so it's just faster if I just did it myself. I'm not like the guy you want to give the guitar to around the campfire to blow people's minds. I'm not like, I can't solo or anything like that, but I can play chords enough to lay down all the tracks. So basically I just recorded this at my friend's house, and it's just me, and there are people who clap on it, and I've got some guest singers, and someone will play guitar on one song or something, and that's also just because while we were doing it at the house, if I had an idea and I was like, oh, I would like this person to do that, or maybe would they play bass on this one song, I just wanted it to feel playful and fun, and because it was never supposed to be released, it was never intended to be released. And the fun thing about it is that I recorded it, and then I sat on it for like 5 months, and then my brother was like, you should put it out, you should do it. And then I just started to think, oh, maybe I could start my own label, which, as I say, is just a domain name and a PayPal account, but we'll call it a label. That's all you need these days. So it's really fun, and I hope you guys check it out. It's just the first one. I'm doing the second one right now, so it sounds a little different, and it's fun to be able to. It's just fun to just do music all the time. I just like recording.
Cool. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
your
This
time
is really
today.
a blast.
This was great.
I appreciate. Sorry to be so long-winded. I don't know how to answer questions in a short way, because every time I try to answer them in a short way, then I realize I didn't cover something, and then I go back, and then it sounds like I'm like start-stop kind of thing. I'd rather just start way at the back and take it all the way up.
Well, one last thing. I just have to know. You're about to be in another film, Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, and you play Ringo Starr.
I do. He's my favorite drummer of all time, by the way.
Great.
Yeah, Beatles.
Was that intimidating trying to play a Beatle?
Yeah, it was not fun. The thing is that I'm only in it for about 3 minutes or a minute or something, because there's a scene where John C. Reilly's character, Dewey Cox, gets spiritual, and he meets up with the Beatles, and Jack Black is Paul McCartney, Paul Rudd is John Lennon, and Justin Long is George Harrison.
There's a band for you right there.
Yeah, and we just did it. I was so nervous, though, because Ringo is one of my favorite drummers, and I just thought, oh my god, what if he saw the movie and was offended, and I was freaking out. And then I started to think, that's so selfish of me to think, like who am I to think I will offend Ringo? He's not even going to see the movie probably, and if he does, he's probably not even going to care. So I just wanted to be close to him in some way. Anyways, thank you. This is
Thanks
fun.
so much.
Great. Thanks.